Hi, I'm Konomori and welcome back to Trades of Cold Steel. Yeah, I bought something on the PS3 store and that is... Wait a minute. The costumes are not in there. I need to use all the items, all the casual items, clothes, more characters I bought because they are currently on sale, and I will use them during the free times, 3 days. There's also some free stuff you can download, as you get Pombait and such. But the casual clothes are they cost something, but they are also usable in Trades of Cold Steel 2, which does come out today in the US, November in Europe, but I will buy the US version. But like I said at the beginning, I will play it after I complete this game. So we are back in town. Don't give crap. The one paid. What's going on? It sounds like something is happening at the market. Except there appears to be some manner of dispute occurring. I wonder what's up. Should we go take a look? Yeah, let's go and see. Don't give me that crap, this is my sport. I paid for it, so it's mine. I'm the one who paid for this sport. Look, I've even got a permit for it, so stop lying to me and Vamos. May I ask what the problem is? Perhaps we can help in some way. There seems to be some question over which of these two gentlemen gets control of this area to set up this store. The young merchant over there is local, while that merchant wearing the suit is from the capital. So they both claim the same spot. How odd. Permits for the market are issued by the province ruling lord. Oh, so for Gaelic that would be... This isn't good. We must stop them. Who are you? Unhand me at once. I'm not sure exactly what's going on here, but violence isn't going to solve anything. You both need to calm yourself. You've been worked into a rage. Bah! What are you? High schoolers? This has nothing to do with you meddling kids. We are having a major discussion here and I thank you not to interfere. Since when has grabbing a person by the neck has been considered major? If you truly intend to have a major discussion, perhaps you should try acting more like adults. What did you say to me? We are students from Thor's Military Academy. We are currently visiting this town on the field study. And while we are not yet formal members of the army, I'm afraid we cannot simply walk by and ignore a fight in such a public place. Military academy? So there are a bunch of soldiers in training. What an idiot's name is happening here. Oh, no, look what you've done. Manager Otto. I've been filled in on what happened. I understand both of you have a permit for the same store, is that correct? Yeah. And both permits expire at the same time too. What's the meaning of this? I understand your concerns, but fighting over it here is greatly inconveniencing the other customers. I'd be happy to discuss the matter in private, but I need to ask you both to put your differences aside until it's been resolved. Okay. I guess. Well, that was a close one. Seems like everything's going to be fine now, though. Yeah, I guess he's the guy in charge. I really appreciate the four of you stepping in to help defuse the situation. So I suppose I should expect no less from the infamous Class 7 I've heard so much about. Oh, how do you know about Class 7? My name is Otto, I'm the manager of Calix's Grand Market. I have some things to discuss with you. If you'd be so kind as to come along, I'll treat you to some tea. So you were responsible for choosing our assignments? Indeed, Principal 1D is an old friend of mine, you see. He asked me to personally select a few tasks that you might be able to complete. Well, that was nice of him. We appreciate your consideration as well. Oh, it was no trouble at all. Likewise, I'm grateful to you for taking some troublesome tasks off my hands. And I can't thank you enough for your help at the market. If you hadn't been there, I imagine someone would have wound up getting hurt. I'm just glad we got that when we did. So both merchants will be taking turns using the same stall at the front of the market? That's right, both of their permits are genuine, but their merchandise and temperaments don't lend themselves to sharing a space. Eventually they agreed to a compromise where they would each make use of the front stall on alternate weeks. The other stall will reserved is near the back of the market, however, so whoever's relegated there will likely see far lower sales numbers. That's better than nothing, I guess, but still really unfortunate. I must admit, I do find this whole matter rather perplexing. To my knowledge, the issuing of the market permits is the sole responsibility of each province ruling lord. For a mistake such as this to have been made in the first place raises some rather unpleasant questions. That's true, it's a lord's duty to control the flow of goods. If you can't handle it, the local economy could really suffer. Quite right. Ordinarily, that responsibility would fall upon the Duke's household. The Duke? The Cruisin province is ruled by Duke Alborea, one of the four most powerful nobles in the entire country, but lately the situation surrounding the Duke's household has been getting a bit complicated. A few months ago he increased the sales tax for our markets rather significantly, and with a larger percentage of their profits being taken from them, the merchants have begun to get rather desperate. Fights like the one you saw earlier are becoming more and more commonplace. I see. Sales tax is something which should not be raised without careful consideration. History has shown us how damaging such actions can be. I never heard of anything like that happening in the capital. Have you tried raising objections to the increase? Of course, I've gone to Bearheart numerous times to petition the Duke personally, but they always just drive me away at the gate without listening to what I have to say. This has been going on for roughly 2 months now. If that's the case, the mix-up with the permits may be more than just an accident. Are you suggesting they might be getting careless when dealing with the market, or maybe they are deliberately trying to cause problems? I don't think it's a good idea to jump to conclusions, but I will say that before all is begun, the soldiers in the quarters absolutely would have intervened in a scuffle like that. Oh, unlike the Imperial Army, a provincial army's main priority is maintaining the status quo throughout the territory. So mediating arguments which threaten the status quo should absolutely fall within the scope of their duties. Correct, it seems that unless we accept this tax increase, they intend to turn a blind eye to the market. The commanding officer at the quarters has even made comments suggesting as much. That's not right at all. Nah. Corruption. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be talking about matters like this with you. This is strictly an internal affair to be dealt with among us merchants. You have no reason to concern yourself with it. You need to be focused on your field study. And I'll have a new list of tasks for you tomorrow morning as well. You will? So you were asked to prepare some for each day of our visit then? That's right, I've got a few difficulty ones in mind too, but I'm sure you're up for them. Or at least, I hope you are. Don't worry, we are. We'll do our very best to meet your expectations. Right. Hello, old lady. Otto went to Pereira House yesterday in order to try and appeal to the tax increase, but it seems they never even gave him the time of day yet again. This really is a problem. If only there was something we could do for the merchants. Sorting out problems at the Grand Market is our responsibility. You don't need to worry yourself about it. More importantly, I'd recommend returning to the inn for the day. There's no doubt you're all tired after today, so it would be best to rest up for tomorrow. Well, there's still a hidden side quest we need to do. A somewhat hidden side quest. An extra side quest. That all sounds rather unfair. Yeah, I agree. Provincial lords have the duty and the right to decide upon and collect taxes in the regions they control, and as long as that remains the case, there's not really much the general populace can do to stand against them. I'm reluctant to comment on how others choose to rule their own territories, but harassing one's people like this seems clearly inappropriate. I've heard many rumors about the current head of House Abaria. The current head is Juice's dad, right? So couldn't we ask Juice for some help here? I doubt there's anything he could do. Among the nobility, decisions made by the head of the house are absolute. And since the Albarias represents one of the 4 great houses, that old tradition is absolutely guaranteed to be alive and well. The Emperor himself is probably the only one with more power than the heads of the 4 great houses. Guess that's a no then. I see you're all busy mulling things over. Excellent, excellent. Oh, see who's there. Instructor Sarah. What brings you here? I figured it was about time for me to get going. Group B is not getting anything done as expected, so I'm off to help sort them out. What? You're going to see Group B now? The town of Palm is a considerable distance from here. No, let me worry about that. You 4 are perfectly capable of looking after yourself anyway, right? Put your heads together and think, and I'm certain you'll see what you need to do. Ah. Bye. Adios be with you. I'll be looking forward to your report. I can't believe it. It's as though she knows exactly what's going on. Even though she spent the whole day drinking at the inn, can she read minds or something? I suggest we return to our room and rest for the night in any case. We still have our reports to write, so an early dinner seems wise. Yeah, you're right. I'm so tired. Me too, I feel like I'm going to fall asleep at the dinner table without even making it to my bed. Woohoo! Late time. Staying the night for once might not be a bad idea. Is there any inn nearby, perhaps? Nah, don't want to talk with you. Oh, how disappointing. My fun shopping adventures were cut short because of that commotion. So, like I said, we need to do a side mission. So, let's go. Alright, troops, how it's going? Are you all learning to move much out here? For the most part, yes. It's serving as a reminder that we still have quite a ways to go. However, we have every intention of making the most of it out of this experience. That's what I like to hear. I'm actually about to get started on our evening sale here, so I'll give you all a wee discount if... Wait a minute, I think I just had a better idea then. What might that be? Right, I know you'll all be tired after your hard work today, but I know if you fancy having a wee go at running the store for a bit. Are you sure? Oh yeah, it's fine. This line of work's all about having the skills to negotiate well, so it'd be some good experience for you all. So how about it? It's certainly an interesting proposal. Try it out. If you're willing to let us do it, then I don't see why not. Good to hear. Let's get started right away then. I mentioned that I was about to get started on our evening sets, didn't I? It might be a wee bit tough, but I'd like you to handle it. That does sound kind of rough. idea behind it simply enough. At least, all you need to do is give appropriate discounts to make a sale. The amount your discounts varies, but sometimes you have been talking up to half price. Well, half price, that's a lot. Is it impossible to make a profit by doing that? It doesn't always work out. Yeah, I've even won in the red a few times thanks to it. But even then, I still think that it's worthwhile. Worthwhile enough to even send yourself into red. I'm a personal philosophy is that the amount of sales you make is more important than how much you make. The more sales you make, the more happy customers you've got. And if you've got more and more customers walking away, then your store's gonna have a good reputation. So basically, it all ends up benefiting you in the long run. I see where you are coming from there. So there's nothing to say that I'm 100% correct. Oh yeah, I meant to say, how do you all feel about handling the stores separately at different times? I'm okay with that, but any particular reason why? Well, there's no harm in competing with each other, is there? Think of each other as rivals and try as hard as you can to win. It does seem like an effective way to motivate on oneself. I don't know about you guys, but sales aren't exactly my forte, because I take it as a learning experience. It does sound like it'll be fun though. Can I ask if there's any specific guidelines when it comes to giving discounts though? I assume how much of a discount you can offer differs based on the type of goods being sold. Spot on. I split everything up into fresh goods and processed goods. Fresh goods speaks for themselves, really. Yeah, I want to get them sold as quick as you can. That being said, you're free to make these up to half price if it comes to it, just so we can get them all sold. Processed goods will now aspire like fresh ones, so there's now a point in discounting them too much. You can just sell them at full price, so you cannot sell them at full price, so 20% off is the max you should go. So fresh goods can be sold for as much as 50% off, while processed goods can only be sold at up to 20% off. Got it? I was hoping I remember that. Oh yeah, don't be shy to bump prices up a wee bit either. Deciding when the best time to do that, so it's all up to you, Lord. One can assume doing so all depends on how well we negotiate with each customer then. Oi, now that's sorted, let's get sorted. It doesn't matter what order you all go in, but how would you go first? That's fine with me. Yeah, that settles it. Let's see what you're made of, then, Reen. I wish you luck. Thanks, here's hoping it goes well. Quest started! Welcome. We are currently in the middle of our evening, sir. He's more of a natural than I would have guessed. He'll bring in customers with guts like that. Whoa, I didn't think I could put myself out there like that. I'd rather worry it myself. Oh, his first customers arrived. Oh, are you working here part-time? I almost saw you were a pro with that voice like that. Oh, thank you. Right then, do you have any tomatoes? I need some for tonight's dinner, you see. We actually have some. How many are you looking for? I think 5 should do for now. There seems to be a sale going on at the moment too, so how much would that end up being? It's 10 mira per tomato, and they can give her up to half off because they are fresh goods. How much should I sell them for in total? If I look at my handy sheet I have here, it's 35 mira in total. It's a such choice. 5 tomatoes would usually go for 50 mira, but I can offer you them for 35 mira instead. How does that sound? Hey, that sounds fine. I'll take them. Thank you for your purchase. Seems like he's made his first sale. Indeed, it appears to have gone rather smoothly too. Oh, here's another customer. Oh, say, that sounds interesting. We're offering discounts on all our goods, so feel free to have a look. I assume that applies to this wine as well, then? Of course, wine doesn't fall under fresh goods, so... The wine costs 1000 mira. How much will you sell it for? The first choice, 900 mira. How does 900 mira sound? You're sure you can't do better than that? That includes some cheese for 20% off. Second choice. How about this then? If you buy it now, then I include this cheese for 20% off. Oh, that's an interesting offer. Geez, and companies behind her well too, so allow me to take you up on that. Thank you for your purchase. That went pretty well. Another successful sale for him. Seems like he's gotten into the swing of things. I look forward to reading how much he sold it for. Oh, here's another customer. Oh, the evening sales finally started. What happened to Limento? He's left me in charge for a bit. Is there anything in particular you're looking for? Mom asked me to get some stuff for dinner. How much are you selling cabbages for? I need 3, but she told me to buy some extra if they're cheap. Huh. It's 20 mirror per cabbage and they fall under fresh goods, so... 6 for 60 mirror. They would normally cost 60 mirror, but the 6 for that same price sound good. So I get double the amount for free. I'm sure my mom will be happy to hear that. Can I have them then? Of course, thank you for your purchase. And thus Reen's turn came to an end and the others were given a chance to try their hand at the merchantry. Right, that's all you had your turns then. Good job, troops. We owe you our thanks for giving us an opportunity to experience this. I agree, I'm sure experience like this will come in handy down the line. Glad to hear. A lot of you did well too, considering it was your first time. It was pretty interesting to seeing how your personalities affect your results too. Speaking of which, how did we all do in the end? Well, you had the least amount of sales out of everyone there. You did manage to make a fair amount though, but that also means you didn't really offer that much of a discount. You have to be a bit more aggressive, really. Sorry about that. Next up is Lauer. You were a bit too generous with the discounts. Making lots of sales is good, but you still have to consider how much you're making from them too. I understood my thanks for the advice. Next up is Reen. You ended up doing really well in both the numbers of sales and how much you made. I'm pretty impressed, honestly. With a bit more experience, you have got to become a fine merchant. You think so? I guess we've discovered another of Reen's hidden talents. Impressive. Being told that by someone with experience here really is impressive. And finally, Elisa, you wouldn't happen to have some prior experience, so yeah. Not really, no. That really is amazing then. I have to be honest here. You almost managed to sell as much and make as much as I normally do. You have even got a unique style that brings the customers in, so there's really is not any advice for me to give you. That's quite the evaluation. I think that's a bit of an exaggeration. So Isa has the skill to potentially become a successful merchant, and I have to admit that I'm a bit surprised. I didn't expect it to be this good either. Do any of your relatives happen to be involved with this line of work? Not that I know, no. Well, either way, today ended up being pretty interesting thanks to you lot. You take this, you wait for the day. Received purple bracelet. You made some good money too, so here, real bonus. Marble bracelet. Thank you very much. Are you sure? Oh, no danger, you're all on. I'll catch you later then. And merchant completed. Well, and with this, our first field study day should come to an end. But let's first talk with him. You're not too bad. There's still no chance of you ever catching me though. You're too tough for your own good. Wait up, give me it back already. They're still after the notebook. They spent the whole day fighting again. Why can't they get along? I hate this. Really? Now. So, all in all, that seems to make the door. So let's go into the inn. Turn to the inn for dinner. Doors are closed. Everything goes to bed.
was delicious. Those were some seriously fresh vegetables, too.
Yeah, nothing beats food made from local ingredients.
I quite enjoyed the rye bread myself.
I suppose this whole field study thing isn't so bad when you take the menu into account. I wonder what the others in Group B are doing right now.
Somehow, I doubt they're sitting around a table and talking like we are.
That would certainly be a shock if they were. I can't help but question what exactly Class 7's purpose is, though. Instructor Sarah says it's about Arcus, but I don't think that's the only reason we've been brought together.
I'm certain it's not. If that were all, today's field study tasks would serve little purpose.
It seems as though she's trying to make us experience, I don't know, things. Like all kinds of things, big and small. What I can't wrap my head around, though, is why.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to put everything in its place, why don't you just go with the flow for a change? It seems like you're desperately trying to find something. But if you don't plant yourself somewhere, you're just gonna blow away with the next big gust that comes along.
What do we have to offer one another, when our reasons for enrolling in Thor's in the first place are undoubtedly very different?
Our reasons?
I hadn't considered that.
My reason for enrolling was quite simple. I aim to come ever closer to my goal. Or, rather, to the person whom I regard as such.
Who's that?
This is neither the time nor the place to discuss such matters. Best to save that topic for another day. What about you, Elisa? Why did you enroll at the academy?
There's no one single reason, but I think I just wanted to assert my independence. I mean, my situation back at home isn't exactly ideal, and this seemed like a good way to get out and do more, I guess.
I see.
It sounds like I'm probably in the minority then. See, I wasn't intending on coming here at all originally. I wanted to do something completely different.
You did?
Oh yeah, you said you were really hoping you'd get into a music academy, right?
Oh?
Well, I wasn't that serious about it or anything. What about you, Reen? You're the last holdout, and since you're the one who brought it up, it's only fair you answer the question too.
Me? I wanted to find myself, I guess.
Find yourself?
Huh?
Sorry. That makes it sound like a much bigger deal than it actually is. That's the best way I can think of to put it, though.
Nothing wrong with that. Going on a journey of self-discovery? It's actually a pretty cool answer.
Yeah, I had no idea you were such a romanticist.
No.
You don't come across as one.
I shouldn't have said anything.
So you want me to wake you up at 6 tomorrow, right? Yes, please. We only have until tomorrow evening, so we need to get an early start. We really appreciate that. Not a problem at all. Have a good night. Good night. Night. Night.
But we're not actually going to sleep yet, are we? Not until we write our reports for the day.
I want to shut off my brain so badly right now, but it doesn't look like that's happening anytime soon.
She seems to have forgotten all about the room situation, and I'm not about to remind her.
Reen?
What is it?
I was unsure whether to ask or not, but I've decided that this question bears answering. Why have you chosen to hold back?
What?
Your sword style and technique. It is the 8 Leaves, 1 Blade school, is it not? Popularized by the sword hermit, Yun Ka-Fai, it combines the best elements of other Eastern sword styles. Those who master any of its forms are referred to as a divine blade, and are said to understand the true nature of all things.
You certainly know an awful lot about it. I didn't think it was particularly renowned here in the Empire.
We of the Arcade School consider the studying of other swordsmanship styles to be an essential part of our training. In addition, my father once told me, if you follow the path of the sword, it is only a matter of time before you encounter a follower of the 8 Leaves.
Your father said that? It's an honor to be acknowledged by the Radiant Blade Master himself. I'm nothing special, though. I'm just a dropout who's never even been able to progress past beginner level. I did train under Master Ka-Fi for a while, but I started to feel like I couldn't go any further with my abilities, and he cut my training short.
What?
So I'm really not holding back. Honest. I actually kind of feel like I'm dirtying the good name of the Eight-Leaf School, in fact. But this is my limit. I'm sorry I can't quite live up to your expectations. Laura?
You have no reason to apologize to me. This is a matter you must come to terms with on your own. Though I'll admit to some disappointment. I was hoping you'd prove to be a good sparring partner. I'm going to practice outside for a bit. Please go and finish your report with Elisa and Elliot.
Oh.
There's a lot he doesn't want to talk about, huh? I can see in his eyes sometimes that he's bottling something up and trying really hard to keep anyone else from noticing.
You've noticed it too? You sure have taken quite an interest in him.
I was just trying to work out the best time to apologize, that's all. It's not like I've been consciously paying attention to him or anything, honestly.
Ring's not the only one bottling up his feelings, though, is he? You've been doing the same thing.
Yeah, I guess I have.
Woo.
Keep up the good work.
Here are your tasks for today. The market manager left them with me. Thank you. You see a field study envelope. Field study day 2 assigned tasks. West Celtic Highway monster. A large ferocious monster has been sighted on the West Celtic Highway. We'd all be happy if someone took it out. Monster Swallow, stone bridge leading to Heimdall on the West Celtic Highway. Market manager Otto. Lost wallet. Yesterday I found the wallet on the floor in front of my store. Would someone be willing to find its owner for me? See me at my ceramic store and I'll tell you more. Lizzie. Huh, even fewer than yesterday. Maybe he gave us less work to do because he knew we were going back to Trista today. Sounds about right. He's a very considerate man. Last train headed your way leaves here around 9 tonight. You'll get those done quickly enough so you can have dinner here before you leave. Thank you very much. We greatly appreciate your kindness. Shall we get started then? Sounds good. Why are they looking so... Looks like today's tasks are all optional. Hey Laura, I wanted to apologize for what I said to you yesterday evening. Huh? Rin? As I told you then, this is a matter you must come to terms with on your own. It is not something for which an apology is required. That's not really what I mean. I wanted to apologize for making light of the way of the sword. What I said about being a dropout who's never been able to progress past beginner level was disrespectful. To Master K-Fei, to the school I follow, and to the path of the sword itself. And for those reasons I feel it was inappropriate of me to say what I said, so I'm sorry. If that's the case, then there's one other person who should be apologizing to as well. Huh? I can't pretend to know much about your personal circumstances, but regardless of one's background or social standing, one should always be able to live with pride in him or herself. Thus, if you truly did make light of yourself and your own abilities, that is an act of shame for which you owe yourself recompense. Let me ask you a question, Reen. Do you like the path of the sword? It's not really a matter of liking it or disliking it, I don't think. It's a part of my life, an inseparable part of who I am. That's all I wanted to hear. I feel exactly the same way. Laura. So you two are friends again then? Huh? Maybe not. There was never any rift between us that I know about. Indeed, this was all handled rather neatly, I felt. You're both so simple-minded. I feel like an idiot spending so much time trying to devise a plan to get the two of you to make up. What? Whoa, you did what now? Yeah, it would seem, of course, you undue concern. Jeez, can we all just forget about this and move on? Looks like the ground's dried after the rainfall, so to speak. Glad to see you all looking a bit less gloomy. Margaret, we've got trouble. Big trouble. Slow down, Louise. It's first thing in the morning and you're about poised to wake to death. You're making such a commotion. Where have you been anyway? You were late. I'm so sorry. I just got caught up in a ray here. But never mind that. We have big trouble. Something terrible happened over at the market. Something terrible, you say? What terrible thing has happened exactly? Well, it sounds like it actually took place last night. 2 of the stores over at the market were destroyed and all their merchandise was stolen. That is most terrible indeed. A robbery? Oh my. I suppose that means the market might be opening late today, which means we could end up having more customers as people wait here for a resolution. Luis, let's get the plates ready. You got it. One. As for you 4, this is our problem, not yours. You just focus on your field study and leave the incident to us local. You have your own tasks to worry about after all. Of course. We'll be back later, thanks again. And loading outside. What should we do? I have to admit, I'm curious. It's not far, so we might as well just go take a look. Alright, let's take a slight detour and see what's happening at the market then. Well, seems like things seem to be about to fire up. So, let's end the episode here and see you next time.